Hi everyone. In today's video, we'll be discussing about thyroid disorders. So let's get started. Thyroid disorders are something which are very common among the female, and around 13% of the common population in India experiences thyroid issues over the age of 60 years, and 6% of people experience hypothyroid or hyperthyroidism who are below 19 years. Thyroid gland is an endocrine gland located in the region of neck. So moving on to the functions of thyroid gland produces two hormones T3 and T4, and these hormones have ample amount of functions in our body, which is like metabolism of the food we eat, which includes components like proteins, carbohydrates, lipids. It helps in growth and bone development. It helps in regulation of body temperature. It helps in promoting heart health. It helps in sexual functions like promotion of menstrual cycle. It helps in promoting gut health. So let's take an example for better understanding of thyroid hormones. Let's say our thyroid hormone is just like the Wi-Fi which we use. The Wi-Fi is the thing which can give signal to the multiple devices connected to it, like laptop or mobile phone, etc. So Wi-Fi is the transmitter of signals to the target connected devices, whereas it receives signals from the broadband or the internet service provider. The same way, here broadband is similar to the brain, which gives signals like the hormone TSH for proper functioning of the thyroid gland, which we take it as the Wi-Fi here. So the Wi-Fi receives the signal from the broadband and gives it to the target regions, target receivers. Similarly, brain gives the signal in the form of TSH to the thyroid gland, and thyroid gland in turn gives or releases its hormones T3 and T4 for functioning of the proper functioning of a body. So looking into the thyroid disorders, basically thyroid disorders can be hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism, which means hypothyroidism indicates that the hormones are low, thyroid hormones are low, and hyperthyroidism is something where the thyroid hormones are high, as the name suggests. Looking into the causes of thyroid disorders, it can be different for hypo and hyperthyroidism. So in case of hypo, we need to understand that something called as autoimmune disorder, where the body's own self-defense mechanism thinks that the gland is something foreign and tries to produce antibodies or tries to act in a weird way. So this is autoimmune disorder. Next is iodine deficiency. In iodine deficiency also there can be hypothyroidism. Of course, after introduction of iodized salt everywhere, the incidence of iodine deficiency hypothyroidism is much reduced now in India. Then we move on to radiation exposure. What happens is, if some person is having any cancer like lymphoma, Hodgkin's lymphoma or something like that, if they get exposed to radiation exposure for the thing which is called as chemotherapy, and sometimes hypothyroidism can also start after a chemotherapy or radiation therapy. So hypothyroidism can occur in generations as well. See, if the mother is having hypothyroidism, the child also has some chances to get hypothyroidism since birth. So thyroidism is something which needs to be addressed even during the state of pregnancy. Now moving on to the causes of hyperthyroidism. Sometimes taking more of thyroid hormones, the levothyroxine, which is being taken to supplement the hypothyroidism, even that can cause hyperthyroidism in some patients. Hyperthyroidism can occur if there is any tumor in the pituitary region of the brain. Going on to the symptoms of hypothyroidism. Hypothyroidism has many symptoms which are commonly seen, like cold intolerance, poor metabolism, lethargy, weight gain. One interesting thing to know in weight gain of hypothyroidism is the weight gain is not because of the increase in fat mass but due to water retention, and the amount of weight gain would be around 10 to 15% only. So people who think they are not losing much weight and they have gained weight only because of thyroid hormones is actually a myth. The symptoms of hyperthyroidism will obviously be the reverse of hypothyroidism, which means it will be weight loss, increased hunger, increased metabolic rate, so the patient will feel hungry often, tremors, increased heart rate, heat intolerance. Now, looking into the symptoms of female, in case of hypothyroidism, the female will have menstrual irregularities like reduced menses, whereas in hyperthyroidism, female can have increased risk of abortions as well. Looking into the comorbidity, which means disorders that are associated along with the thyroid disorders are anemia, high serum cholesterol levels, and polycystic ovarian syndrome in females. Coming to the treatment, levothyroxine is being given as a supplement in general practice as a treatment for thyroid hormones, where thyroid hormones are being supplemented and then the blood tests come to the normal level. In homeopathy, the treatment lies in stimulating the thyroid gland to secrete its thyroid hormones rather than supplementing it with the thyroid external thyroid supplement. Of course, for better results, along with the medication, lifestyle changes are also essential, like proper sleep, proper eating habits like cutting down on sugars, complex carbs need to be taken, taking lean meat, and keeping yourself hydrated, and take anti-inflammatory foods. Looking into the cooking oils, the best known cooking oil for thyroid patients are coconut oil, olive oil, and butter or ghee, whereas the things which are to be taken in moderation include sunflower oil, rice bran oil, and all these things. Things which are better to avoid include groundnut oil, then soybean oil, grapeseed oil, and all these. For weight gain associated with water retention, less of salty food needs to be taken and more hydration is essential. Goitrogens are the food substances that hinder thyroid hormone production. So obviously, patients with low level of thyroid hormones like hypothyroidism are generally advised to take goitrogenic foods in moderation. But at the same time, hyperthyroidism, the disease or the disorder where thyroid hormones are produced in excess, patients with these conditions are advised to take goitrogenic foods in larger quantity, which is safe for them. So these things are radish, turnip, cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, soya beans, corn to some extent. So these things are avoided in hypothyroid patients, but surprisingly it is seen that if these vegetables are cooked properly and blanched, the goitrogenic property is reduced to some extent. So thyroid patients need not completely avoid these foods from their diet, but to maximize its benefits, they can cook them properly or blanch them before eating so that they don't get harmed by its goitrogenic effects. So obviously things which are not good for hypothyroidism are good for hyperthyroidism. So patients with hyperthyroidism need to take these foods which are avoided in the hypo section. With this we have come to the end of video. Thank you. Stay tuned.